Hey everybody, welcome to the Alan Phillips channel where we repair miscellaneous household items. As you can see, the bowl's rocking pretty good on the flange there. We had to let the plumber access this flange to run a snake down the back of the property to clean out the main drain line. He tried to use the cleanout behind this wall, but he figured that using this actual waste line was a more straight shot to the back, so that's why the toilet got taken off, and we just kind of set it back down for now. But today's the day we're going to actually set it right so it's not rocking like this. First thing we're going to do is shut off our water supply. You might have a quarter turn or a multiple turn shut off, so just make sure you shut off your water. We're going to empty out the tank with the water, so when we pull it off the flange, the water doesn't drain out all over the floor. Oh, at least we can reduce it. So let's get rid of the water up here, the tank. We'll hold the valve open, try and drain as much as we can. Rock. Get as much out of there as possible. Okay. Now let's unhook our water supply. Now you can either use an adjustable wrench or 3/8 to get these nuts off. Sorry, 1/2 inch. There, we got one on the other side. Okay, now we got both nuts off. Let's lift the toilet off. See, we got quite a mess there. The flange bolts are still good. The wax ring is completely fallen apart. Problem with this toilet is the flange sits quite a bit higher than the floor itself. So we'll have to use several sets of wedges around the base of the toilet to level it out so it doesn't rock again. So let's scrape all this off. Let's take a putty knife, get as much off as we can. Now we got the flange surface cleaned off. Our bolts we knew were in the right place to begin with. Obviously we took the toilet off here, so we'll leave those there. And trick with wax ring, if you're in Michigan or anywhere cold like I am, you're going to want to make sure this is acclimated to room temperature, because if you try to put the wax ring on now and it's frozen or cold and you try and set your toilet and pull it down with the bolts, it's going to crack the flanges on the toilet bowl. So pull this outer sheath off. Just pull it inward to remove it. Set our ring right there. And like I said, we're quite a bit above the floor here, so the toilet's not going to come all the way down to the floor. We're going to have to use a bunch of these wedges in a couple spots around the bowl to level it out. That's probably the hardest part, is lining up your bolt holes on the toilet with your actual bolts. So now we're just going to kind of let the weight of the toilet pull it down. I'm just rocking it back and forth a little bit. Let it kind of settle, find its spot. You don't want to manipulate it too much because you don't want to break that seal. So that's probably good right there. Now these clear wedges, I got these at Menards. These are nice because you can score them and break them off wherever you want. So if they're hanging out, you know, around the edge of the toilet, obviously you don't want them protruding around the base of the bowl here. So let's, the front of the toilet's sagging a little bit. So I'm gonna put one right here. When I come around and caulk this, it'll obviously cover these wedges up. I'm gonna put one equal distance on this side towards the front. Put a couple wedges in the back, level the back out. And one more set on the other side. So I got 4 sets of wedges in all 4 corners of the toilet. Now we can start drawing this down with our bolts that we took off, or our nuts that we took off. Now if you do have a rocking toilet like I had that was pretty bad, you do have the potential for sewer gases to leak into your house, which is an unpleasant smell and or not safe. What we're going for is a nice solid connection of the toilet to the flange, using that wax ring as our barrier seal. Make sure no water or sewer gas gets underneath the toilet. So let's draw this down slow. You don't want to over torque this because you can crack the end of this toilet very easily. So I usually tighten this side till I get a little bit of resistance, and I'll go to the other side and draw it down equally. Now these white discs underneath the washer, that's for your decorative cap that goes over the bolt. So you want to make sure that white lower portion of the cap is centered underneath that washer. If it's offset too much, your cap won't snap onto this lower ring. That's much better. Oh yeah. Now we're in business. Rehook up our water supply. There we go. It's one of those twists to let it breaks loose once. Put the water back on, make sure we don't have any leaks. Before I caulk around the base of the toilet here, we'll flush it a couple times, make sure we don't have any water leaking out or anything. Make sure that O-ring is seated nicely. Okay. All right, so I got my bolts trimmed off, caps on, and this is a lot more solid now. So thanks for watching the video. If you got any value out of this, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate it. Have a good day.